Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. It is Thursday afternoon, and yes, your three amigos are back for three exciting topics. Let's welcome them to the show. We'll start with the upper left. Matt, how you doing?
I'm doing awesome, Mike. Super excited to be here. We always have fun on Thursdays.
Oh, yeah.
And then we get railed for it for the next week.
Exactly. And Dion, how are you?
Howdy, gentlemen. Happy to be here. Ready for round one?
Yep, round one. So round one, guys, I think I'm going to do this every week. We get a lot of comments, and I'm just going to pick one, and we're going to answer it together. So this one comes from someone in Texas. Again, you never know if it's true, but that's what it says in the comments. Sure. It says, I've been thinking about investing in multifamily, but don't know where and how to begin. What advice do you have for beginners like me? How do you analyze if the property is a right investment? I've been thinking about Uptown. I'm guessing that's a part of Texas.
It is.
Uptown 4 units. I'm in Austin, Texas. Thanks.
Yeah.
So who wants to go first?
Up to you, Dean. I'm happy to go first.
Okay. Matt, you go first because I'm going last always.
Okay, sounds good. So if they could just give us a little bit more information, I'd be happy to do all the work for them. So they don't actually have to do any of it. Guys, come on, honestly, like you're watching a channel that gives you 4,464 videos in a 2.5-year span. You wrote a book, you got a $300 course, and what's the idea here? Like, fingers crossed I don't overspend on a $300 course or an $18 book and on this, $250,000 or $500,000 investment.
Probably. I mean, a fourplex in Texas has got to be $500,000, right?
Yeah, I mean,
$300 course, yeah, kind of protect you.
I mean, honest to God, at the end of the day, you got to make an investment. If this is a path that anybody's going, you invest your time, but you invest a little bit of money. Like, that's just the way that it goes. And it's the same reason that if I'm have a little bit of a question about a property, yeah, I can do my inspections on my own. But if I have a little bit of a question, I do it because it's worth the liability. It's not worth the liability for $800 in that case for like an inspection. So yeah, not to be a jerk, but yeah, do the work, buy the book. And if you like the book, buy the course, and you're going to answer that question for you. Because at the end of the day, if we answer this for you, next week, we're going to be reading another email from you that says, so I found these 3, what do you think? You need to know. And that's why, because at the end of the day, in almost any market, a guy like me, a guy like Mike, a guy like Dion, we're going to beat you anyway. We're going to beat you anyway because we can walk the property. We can do this with our eyes shut. So if you want to have any chance at beating us in a deal or someone like us in a deal, you have to know as much as we do. It's a skill. It's not impossible, but it is effort. And if I put that effort in to be successful, then if you want to be successful, you probably have to too. So send the hate mail to lumberjacklandlord.com.
Lumberjack landlord. There you go. Well, I like that answer. How about you, Dan? What do you got to say?
That's a great answer, Matt. And it's strong. It's good to be motivated to do some of this work yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm going to break the system and be completely transparent and get you what you would get if I ever had a course. So take notes, because the human mind is capable of retaining 3 facts. As soon as you get the 4th one, you don't lose the 4th one, you lose all 4 of them. So here's how you would get started, because single family house, duplex, triplex, or fourplex, getting started is almost exactly the same. As a matter of fact, actually getting started in real estate is almost the first couple of steps are the same. So note 1, learn how to save. If you can't save when you're just making money on your W-2, you're not going to save when you have passive cash flow coming in. Saving gives you money for down payments, closing costs, and immediate repairs, and opens up more options for you. And you also need reserves. Once you learn how to save, look at your credit score. If you can get your credit score above 740, you'll start getting the best rates out there. So the higher you can get your credit, the better your lending options are going to be. Third thing, you're going to want to talk to a lender and find out how much you can borrow, because your specific situation is going to give you kind of a limit on what you should look for. And I always set my search a little bit higher than my limit, because when we shift back to a buyer's market, properties are going to sit on the market a little bit longer and you'll be able to offer less than what they're asking for. So now you've got to the lender. Up to this point, you've made no commitments, you've spent no money, you've just learned how to save, got your credit fixed, and talked to a lender. These are things that will help you whether you invest in real estate or not. Once you get to that point, it just makes sense to talk to a real estate agent. Here's the areas I want to search in. This is the criteria for my auto searches. I want to go up to 4 units because I wanted to use residential lending. As soon as you hit 5 units or more, you shift to commercial loans. So if you're looking at 4 units or less, you know to set your search to only 4 units. The really cool thing with residential properties is price isn't based on how much money that property is going to produce. You can get asset-based lending, but the price of a fourplex, triplex, duplex, or single family is based on comparables. What are the properties in that area selling for in the last few months? Because it doesn't matter what they sold for 3 years ago or last year, or what our aunt bought it for in 2010. What is happening right now? Those are called comps. And that kind of tells you if the property you're looking at is overpriced or underpriced, just based on how the appraiser is going to look at it. Single family house or duplex, triplex, fourplex, if you're looking at it as a rental, the first step to figure out if you want to buy it or not is math. Will the yield be what you're looking for? In my area, I look for 10% because average is 8. So you want to, Mike says this all the time, and I don't want to steal his thunder, but you want to find the area average and you want to make sure you're getting better than that, because it's always a good day to buy a great deal. It's not a good day to buy a good deal. You want to buy that great deal. Put your money to its best use. That's enough to get you started. All of this information is presented here on this channel. And like Matt said, there's 4,000 something videos. Definitely worth paying for the course because you get the consolidated information in that format that I just talked, like the last 10 minutes. All of the content creators came together and I've watched these videos and put it together in a way that you can easily take steps to get to where you want to go. And okay, off my soapbox. All yours.
There you
Mike.
go. I guess a couple of things, right? Because I get this question in 5 different flavors all the time. So again, I'm going to answer this kind of more generically. First off, it seems like she, again, assuming it's the picture matches the question. It seems like she's investing in her backyard. It did not seem like they were out of state. So that's cool. I like that because you can learn it better. You can walk it better. You can walk the comps. You can do all the stuff that you were talking about, Dion. I do get nervous when people presuppose a fourplex. When I hear that, and that's all they've said, I'm like, you're probably thinking that because it's the largest residential loan. Again, I'm making an assumption, but I've heard it enough. And kind of tying both of your things together, I have no idea what uptown Texas is like. For all I know, it's one of those markets where a single family home is better than a multifamily.
That's right.
Right. So, I think walking in, so doing residential makes sense for all the reasons sort of Dion outlined, right? Stay out of the commercial game, learn it more. Comps are easier to understand. Yields are easier to create, but I think it's dangerous, right? I've seen too many people go, I'm going to buy a fourplex and I'm going to steal this one, uptown Texas. They look at uptown Texas fourplexes. That's the only search they do. They look at it for 7 days. They see 2 properties on Sunday and they write an offer on Monday. Mm-hmm. I've seen it hundreds of times over the last 20 years. Yep. And yeah, it might work out. But as far as I'm concerned, you haven't done the work. You haven't, I think it takes 60 to 90 days to learn a market. To Dion's point, if you don't know what average is, as far as I'm concerned, unless you can articulate what an average deal is to one of us or one of your family members, you have no right to write an offer. You're guessing. And I don't promote gambling, right? You want to gamble, go to Vegas. So yeah, when I see questions like this, I'm like, I want to say what you said, Matt. Step back, do the work, create your buy box, daily discipline. But I just feel like I'm going to sound like a prick. So I don't usually say that, but I probably should have. I should probably say it more often. I want to be Matt when I grow up. That's what I want to be. Yeah. I want that beard, man. I'm telling you. Yeah. So again, I think again, being interested in real estate is awesome. That's what the book is all about. The book is not a how-to book. There's not a how-to thing in there. There's some warnings and some lessons, but I only did the how-to thing, the course, after everybody inundated me after reading the book. I'm like, Jesus, I have to put something together because I can't say yes to everybody. And now we have all these bonus materials, which both of you have created. We just did Airbnb, 14 videos on Airbnb this morning, and not to mention everything else. Spend the $300. And oh, by the way, join the course so you can be around 1,000 other people doing the work and networking and asking questions. So yeah, I got to be more focused when I answer this question going forward.
I'd say dickish, but
yeah.
Listen, at the end of the day, my message is harsh but true. But if that's enough to get you off your game, you shouldn't be in it.
That's probably true.
That's the first thing. Second thing is that exactly what I said would happen will happen. So you will waste time, money, resources, effort, energy. You will waste all those things if you're dipping your toe in. You got to be in, you got to be educated from your, from your head to your toes. You got to know exactly what you're doing. And the only way you do that is by doing the work. And so what we just gave you is Deanne was nice enough to walk you through the steps. Mike was nice enough to encourage you. And I am the one that's going to kick you in the ass and say, you better bring it, because if not, I'm going to beat you. And I'm going to beat you time after time after time. And you're going to be on the sidelines saying, I remember when I wanted to buy my first property.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I think, because I see this all the time. One of two things happens. Either A, the best case is you do nothing.
Yeah.
Worst case is you go in half cocked with doing a quarter of the work and you freaking gamble. And then you're upset when you lose. Oh my God, I didn't realize. You mean I have to pay taxes every year? You mean insurance is that much? I mean, you didn't do any research. I mean, really?
I watched 4 of Mike's videos. He's wrong.
Yeah, I know. He's never bought real estate in my town before.
Exactly. It's a, it can quickly get out of control. And the thing that all of us on this, chat are most concerned about is making sure that people are educated to make the right decisions, not only in the game, but also for them. A lot of it is also individualized. So like I said, take that for its worth, and I'll be the dick. I don't care.
I like that. So Deanne, you want to wrap this up? Go ahead.
I was going to say I have 2 things, but really I have 3. The first one is I want to say thanks for questions like this, because I don't know if I'm there yet, but as a content creator, I appreciate questions, because when you get several of the same ones, I know what topic I need to cover, because I've got things I want to share. Sometimes people don't care about that.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. Second thing, I want to thank Mike for bringing this up. I think of the 3 amigos every week, one of our videos should be bring up a question, bring up a statement, bring up a comment, and let's discuss that, because this is great.
Agreed.
And then the third thing, what do you mean you pay taxes every year? I've been investing for over 10 years and I have not paid 1 penny in taxes. My tenants pay a crap ton of property taxes every year, but on the income, I still haven't paid taxes yet. So
nice.
That's a thing.
Yeah, I was referring to property taxes. Thank you very much for that.
Okay.
Subtle
But I was doing it wrong.
Yeah, that's okay. I like it. No, I like it. So this is fun, folks. Episode number 2 is going to be much the same. I'm going to share with you my 2-step process to ultimate success in anything. We're going to have Matt and Dion talk about that as well. But let's wrap this up. We'll go to you first. Dion, how can people find you?
Right here on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom. I try to answer every question that comes my way. And if you send a good one, I'll bring it here to the 3 amigos.
There you go. And Matt?
Nice. Lumberjacklandlord.com, Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube, and the now king of the infamous 3-hour live stream.
Yeah, you did a 3-hour live stream on Sunday. Folks.
Horrible idea.
Yeah. So again, people can go to your YouTube channel. It's there, right? 3 hours of questions.
It is literally 3 hours of questions and answers about everything. In fact, I think my marketing team stopped counting. When I say marketing team, the guy in the basement that I
the
sent
one guy
to post it. Yeah. Just to be clear. And so hence why YouTube's a losing proposition for me. But yeah, there were like over 100 questions in there. And so
I have never done a 3-hour session. So kudos to you.
Don't do it. That was a horrible idea. I finished and I was like, such a bad idea. It's
you
like
gotta go take a nap.
It's like eating half a cake.
Yeah.
Like really good on the way down. You really enjoy it. And then you realize that you just ate a half a cake.
Yeah.
That's the worst. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
So Dion, when are you going to do a 3-hour live stream?
I don't know about 3 hour, and I didn't want to steal Matt's thunder. In the next month, I'll be doing some live streams, because as I'm traveling around the country, I won't know when I'm going to have good Wi-Fi to upload a video. I'm not taking an expensive computer to edit on, so I'll be doing some live streams on my phone, and I'm looking forward to those.
Forward to that.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome. Well, thank you guys for doing this. Episode number 2 is how to be successful at anything. It's only 2 steps. So pay attention to that one. Thanks, guys.